Hi guys! I'm going to be doing a hair tutorial today, and let me pull up the photo. This hairstyle, I have had so many of you guys ask how the heck I did this. This is a hairstyle that my hairstylist did actually the day I got my hair colored, and I have been trying to replicate it because it's one thing to have somebody do your hair, but it's a whole other when you have to do it to yourself. It's totally different, and so I'm going to show you guys how you can do this on your own hair versus somebody doing it for yourself. So I will say this hairstyle, my hair type, it can tend to loosen up throughout the day. So the curls are going to feel tighter at first, but throughout the day, this is when it gives you more of that like worn look, like wearable, effortless, kind of messy but cute look. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to replicate this yourself. So the only tool that you really need is this barrel. Is a 1.25 inch barrel. If you have smaller, it could still work, but this is a really good size, especially if you have hair that's my length. And so once we get into the actual tutorial, I'll tell you why I chose a barrel over a waver for the bottom half of my hair, because you do a wave on the bottom and then you do spiral curls on top, but it's different. It's different than what we're used to, where we just like wrap our hair and then pull it out. It's a totally different technique. And so that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. Products I'm using are from Kevin Murphy. We're just using a dry shampoo, like a texture spray, and then a finishing spray. It's the same exact products that Ray used on my hair in the salon. So let's get going. Let's exit out of this photo really fast. Okay, hi. How are you guys? Thanks for being here. Where are you guys tuning in from? Whether you're live or you're on the replay, what are you guys up to today? It's Friday. It's Friday. Hallelujah. Did this week go by so fast? Yesterday when I was in my stories, I was like, it's Thursday. How is it Thursday already? Like, it's flying by. The more it flies by, the more I'm like, because we start homeschooling. I'm planning on September, but I'm just like, that's going to be right around the corner before I know it. So, and we haven't gone anywhere this summer. We've just taken the kids swimming a lot, but we're going to be taking them to Florida at the end of this month, which will be fun. How did you share a photo while you were live? So there's there's like buttons on the top on my screen here when I'm live, and it's the very first button on top. It's a square with like a mountain looking scene on it. If you click that, you can share photos from your camera roll. Isn't that cool? Hi, Ali from Tennessee. Hi, Steph from Iowa. Oh, hey, Lisa. Hi, I'm in Colorado too. Ricky from California, you guys are amazing. Hi from Missouri. Is it Keaton? Keaton's mom? Oh, that's probably not your name, huh? That's your handle. Hi. Hi. So TRZE Broski, hello from South Dakota. All right, guys. We're gonna get going into this tutorial so that you guys can see what I do. So, hello from Oklahoma. And Caitlin from Utah. You guys are amazing. Keep it coming. If you're on the replay, let me know. All right, so here's my hair. My length, obviously, it sits like just above my shoulders. I do have in the back here, you can see I have it's an undercut is what we call it. So it's a stacked, hopefully you guys can see that. It's a stacked undercut in the back. So it's so short that I honestly don't even mess with that because you don't see it. So I start my section probably like just above my ears for this part. And then I'm just gonna pull the rest of this up. This hairstyle, I did have somebody ask who they were like, will this work even if I have long hair? Yes, it will still work. It'll give a different effect, obviously, but it'll still work. This, though, I'm targeting, like, specifically if you've got bobs, short hair, this technique is what's going to help keep your hair from having that bell shape where, or triangle shape. Because what can happen oftentimes, if you're spiral curling all of this underneath, then your hair is getting really wide right here. And that's what can give you that bell shape. And so we don't want that, but you don't want like stick straight hair underneath either. So this technique is going to give it some wave to it without creating like a ton of weight within here. That's also another reason why I had my hairstylist Ray add in a little bit of layers back here to help bring some lift back here, because I was feeling like it was like, you know what I always think of? That SNL skit with the Target lady and her hair, it like, she like talks like this and it just all goes back here. I was like, my hair is feeling like that. And that was no diss to him, obviously. He's incredible. It was like not having those layers in there. My hair is so thick that it was getting really heavy through here, and I'm like, I'm feeling like the Target lady. So that's why we added some layers and then this texture. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yes, you did ask. This live will be available as a replay. I also have a second camera going over here to my right because I'm hopefully going to be able to turn it into a reel as well, and it'll be a different angle for you guys than just straight on. You bought the Volume and have horrible issues with the bell shape. Well, I'm going to be showing you how I use the Volume to finish this look off, so hopefully that helps you at the end too. You're getting your haircut next week. Yay! Are you going as short as mine? Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Okay, I'm going to get going. So this first section here, we're going to do this. So we're actually not even going to use the clamp, okay? I'm actually going to pull this in case I hit my face with it. We don't want that. So instead, we're going to create waves. Yes, you could use a waver for this, but I actually don't like to because you have more control over it when you use a barrel. So this barrel size is a 1.25, and instead of going under this way with my wave, I'm actually gonna go on top. I'm gonna wrap my hair on top, and I'm just pulling it back like this. And the reason why I do that is because this is going to create, oh my word, it helps to have your curling iron turned on. I was like, that didn't do a dang thing. All right, we gotta wait for this to turn on. But I'll explain. The reason why I go with the hair on top versus going with the hair underneath is because I want to create volume right at my root. So by doing the hair over the top, you're immediately creating volume up here so that it gives some lift. Versus if you were to go underneath like this, you still can, but you're not gonna have the volume there because the hair is being pushed inwards versus outwards. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, I can feel it warming up. I was like, why did that not do a single stinking thing? So this first section, I don't know, you can kind of see the width here. It's average, it's normal. So another thing to watch too is see where this clamp is, okay? I don't want to get any sort of kinks, so I'm gonna turn the curling iron to where that clip or that clamp is actually on the bottom. Okay. So now that it's hot, I'm just pulling that hair back because we're creating a wave. All the thin hair tips needed. Well, this is definitely a good way to bring in some body to your hair. See how it created that initial wave right there? All right, then I'm gonna turn it so I don't get that clamp on there. And now I'm gonna bring it up and kind of pull that hair, wrap it around the barrel like this. Okay, so now we created two waves. You see that? Then this bottom one, you can either try and do this with your fingertips, but what I do is I do now take the clamp and I just kind of smooth it out. I'm not necessarily curling it, I'm just smoothing it out. So you can see the little wave that it created. Again, you could use one of those like bigger barreled wavers if you want, but doing it this way, you actually end up having more control over where the waves go, because if you want the ends of your hair to sit a certain way, you have better control over that. So then the next section here, I'll just grab my hair, and in my case, you can see this all right here, this is too short, so it just falls out. So I don't even worry about that because you can't even see it. So same thing, I'm going with the hair on top of that iron. Then we're going here. And then we're finishing off the end by just, you're kind of smoothing it, but you're also wrapping it at the same time. Okay? The back is where it can kind of get a little difficult, and honestly, I take on the mindset of, I can't see it, so therefore it just is what it is. But I'm still going to create that shape back here. And it's not going to look perfect because, again, I can't see what's going on back here. But we try our best. As long as it's giving it somewhat of texture back here, that's mostly the goal. So same thing, I'm laying hair on top, and I'm really pulling it and over directing it so that it's creating that wave. Same thing here. And if hair falls out, it's okay, because that means it's too short and you won't see it anyways. Now this end piece, we're gonna wrap. This back part is way easier for a hairstylist to do, for obvious reasons, because they can stand behind your head and do it for you. So when you're doing it yourself, that's kind of how it works out. Okay, here's a better angle of it. See how I'm over directing that hair so it's really creating a wave right at the top, right there near my root. Then we're coming down. We're pulling that hair over the opposite way. Yes, that hair is falling out, so I'm going to grab that right here, and then we just kind of smooth it out like that. And then it creates that little wave. Isn't that fun? So this is what we're doing just on the bottom. I might do one more section this way. So again, we're over directing it. And then clamp it, and you can kind of smooth it out on the ends. And then you've got your little wave. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with them because I want that to cool down. For my length of hair, yeah, let's go ahead and do like one more section here with that technique. And you want them to be trying to decide actually if I do want to do one more section. We'll do one more like baby section doing that technique, and then we're going to get into the wave part. And the way I curled it is way different than I ever have curled my hair before too. So that part is key in all of this, is how you curl it on the top. Okay, same thing. We're starting with the hair on top of the barrel. Yay! I can't wait for you to try it. You'll have to send me a picture or tag me or something. Of course, girlfriend. Gotta give the people what they want. Okay, so actually I want this wave to be a little more pronounced. So we're gonna kind of curl it back essentially. And some of you guys might ask, like, why don't you just clamp each section? And it's because it will kink it, and we don't want kinks up in here. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So you want to kind of like push the curling iron up while you're pulling your hair back. Does that make sense? That's what's creating that overall little wave right there at the top. And then you can go a little bit lighter, but same thing, now you're like pushing that section down while pulling on this one and over directing it. Like that. Then just finish off the end. Okay. I have details on my haircut on my page. So my hairstylist has tagged me in videos he's created for my haircuts. And I've also posted some videos as well. And that will give you a better visual of all the things. Okay, again, the back, she ain't gonna look pretty, but it's okay because hair sits over top of it anyways, and I can't see it. So if I can't see it, it's whatever. People can enjoy the back of my hair for it looking not as good, I guess. Same thing. Okay. All right, this will be a good angle for you guys to be able to see kind of what I am trying to show you. So again, you're going to push that curling iron. You're pushing the curling iron up while you're over directing that piece of hair. And I constantly try to like keep things moving so that I don't fry my hair. So you're constantly, like you can see, I'm just kind of turning it, pulling the hair because I don't want to fry my hair either with the heat. And now we can go this way. And it's just a very subtle bend. Like you're not full on curling it. You're just taking that end. I'll show you on this one. You're taking the end of the hair and just giving it more of a finished off bend to it. Yay! You made an appointment to get your hair cut. That's so exciting. Is Ray cutting it? That would be amazing. Okay, now we're going the opposite way and just pulling it back, but we're keeping the curling iron moving. Okay, so that we don't burn the hair. All right, now see, it's just a very subtle bend. We're not clamping it and curling it. We're clamping and like very softly just turning the curling iron in to finish off the bend. Does that make sense? So that's a really good question. So what I was telling everybody on here earlier is you totally can use a triple barrel if you want, but by doing it this way, you have more control over the direction the curls go. Oftentimes with those triple barrels, depending on where that third barrel on the end lands, this part could flip out. And if you don't want that, it's really hard to avoid that. So by doing it this way, like manually, the old school way, it gives you just an overall better control over the direction that you can manipulate the hair. My iron is set to, it's like right between, I would say it's right about 400. 400 is right about where it's at. Okay, now for the fun part. So we've got the waves going on the bottom. This is what's creating texture underneath. And this is where if you can still do spiral curls down here, but you're creating a lot of weight and a lot of bulk throughout the bottom that you may not want. So by doing this technique, it's giving you the texture down here so it's not stick straight, but it's keeping the shape of it. It's holding the shape of it a lot better. All right, so let's move on now to the curls. And this is where the magic happens. And also I'm styling this off of just my natural part line. I actually flipped my hair the opposite way. I had somebody ask me that one time. They're like, how'd you get the big flip in the bang? And it's because I basically style it the opposite side so that when I go to flip it, I've got all that volume going on. All right, so now to curl it, you're gonna start out, you can see my sections aren't crazy big. Kind of a rule of thumb when you're curling your hair is you don't want your sections any wider than your barrel. So that's like a little rule of thumb I try to stick to, unless you've got long hair and you're going for just a really, really loose wave, then you can take thicker sections. But for this, we're gonna take pretty much the same size as the barrel. So I'm starting by wrapping it around. Then I'm actually gonna pull the barrel and twist again, and then I'm just sliding that end piece out to finish it off. And then we're gonna leave it. So it gives it more of like a ribbon curl effect almost. And then you could curl these in opposite directions. I'm just gonna curl them all the same direction. It makes it easier when I have to touch up the curls. So again, we're pulling it around, drag it down, pull it down again, and then just slide the barrel the rest of the way. So I grab at the top and then I'm just sliding the barrel the rest of the way so that I can angle the end of my curl a certain way. There's a lot of thought when we're doing these kind of curls. It's like things you might not think about, but that's why I just want to walk you guys through like every thought going through my head of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, so you're pulling it out and then you're bringing it down, and then you're twisting it again, bringing it down, and then we kind of finish off the end here. Oops, totally missed that one. Okay, next section. I'm gonna leave that one out. This is where it gets a little tricky in the back because I can't see it. Pull it out, there we go, twist it again, and then finish off the turn at the bottom. Ooh, I got that kinky a little bit. Whoops, we're getting kinky. I hesitated on the way I wanted to go. That's why that happened. That's all right, you can fix it by just running your curling iron back over that end. Hopefully, there. It's kind of softening it. So if that happens, just run the end of your barrel back over it to kind of soften that overall look. The back gets really tricky because it's just an awkward angle. So since I can't really see it, those turns are hard to do because my hair is also short back there. See how it's really hard to turn? So I actually end up just doing like your average, just kind of beachy wave back here because I can't see and I can't reach. Okay, now I'm switching directions because we're moving over to essentially the other side. So this one back here is going to be just a regular, my nose itches, just a regular like beach wave curl because I can't see. And then we'll move on to, this section should be, okay, this one we should be able to twist it. There we go. Oh, lost it. Okay, that's why I keep clamping the clip. Okay, you're gonna turn it. Oh my gosh, we're struggling with this section. Hold on. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, turn it. Turn it again. And now we're just finishing off the end. All right, so we've got that ribbon curl going. Next section, I try to keep my hair also, instead of like clamping it way down here, I try to clamp it towards the top because it helps when you have to twist the barrel, that you don't have to, you can just twist the end. Do you see that? Versus if my hair was like clear at the end of the barrel, that would make it really difficult. All right. For some reason, I can never clamp at the top and get it to go. I'm used to clamping it. Well, your hair is really long though. So you can get away with clamping your hair at the bottom because your hair is really long, so you can twist the barrel throughout it. But when you have short hair, I'm like, it's really hard to get that twist right there like that. Twist it again. Oh, I think I just clamped. Yep, I did. Dang it! There we go. All right, ribbon curls. That one wasn't my best. You can definitely tell since I'm right-handed, this side, like the left side of my head, is a lot easier to do than the right side. I think we need to redo this one because this is not gonna work. So hold on. This side is a lot harder to do. This is like origami. Hair curling, it's an art. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also sweating. Holy cow. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna take my natural part and let this hair down, but see how thick this section is over here? I'm actually gonna split this into two. Otherwise it's gonna be too thick and it's not gonna give me the curls that I need. So we're just gonna clip that off and out of the way. And we'll move on to this section. This, by the way, takes me probably 10 minutes to do. normally when I'm not kind of walking through it step by step. So keep that in mind too if you're like, this would take forever. It might take forever in the beginning because you're learning a new technique, but once you get it down, you're gonna love it. Okay, so we're just spinning and then sliding that barrel out because we can control the ends a lot better. Hopefully this is making sense for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna part this into two sections here. So you're starting at the very top, wrapping it, spin, wrap, spin, slide, spin, and then once you get towards like that last inch or so, you're gonna slide it. All right. Same here. Spin. The more you get to the top of your hair too, if you've got short hair, the longer those strands are, so this twirling technique gets a lot easier. So they're kind of just those really tiny ribbon, almost like icicle curls maybe, just with a bigger barrel. Okay, this is going to be the top section on this side of my part. So again, twist. You're like twisting, sliding at the same time. Twist, slide, twist, slide. Does that make sense? Can you do another update on the Botox in a bottle in a few weeks, or do you have any other? Ooh, I've got so many before and after pictures. I mean, I've got that one of myself, but then I've got a couple from the girls that I work with over in Olive Tree, and they're ones that I trust are actual real results. But I will absolutely keep updating you guys because now that I finally figured out how to apply that serum correctly, I'm noticing huge changes, which by the way, even though F59, that's like Nature's Botox, even though that one is out of stock, the sister one is still in stock, 002. That one is from the LA Dope line, and it's made with the same exact ingredients, but it has added hemp to it, which is actually amazing for sensitive skin because hemp is like really soothing, right? And so it's got that added hemp in there, so it's very soothing to sensitive skin. So it's literally the same product, just has hemp in it for a more soothing effect. So if you're like, dang it, it's out of stock. Even though I personally use F59, once I'm out of that one, I'm gonna try the 002 so I can see what, if that soothing effect kind of makes a difference at all. So yes, good question. Okay, we're gonna start at the back for this section. So I'm starting here at the top, and you slide, and then you pull it out to twist, slide, twist, slide, twist, and then the rest of that little bit of hair, we're just smoothing it out with the end. And notice, you guys, how I have not touched my hair at all, okay? I am not running my fingers through any of these pieces quite yet because I want them to cool down so they can set in place. Twist, slide. Just like that. And the texture and all the products is where this hairstyle really shines, because it's really hard to replicate hairstyles without product. Product really makes a difference, especially when it comes to texturizing your hair. So I always like to mention that as like a PSA, that texture spray really, really goes a long way when you're trying to get that messy look. Okay, last section, and then I'm going to show you guys how I incorporate the volume into this. Ray did not use a volume on my hair when he did my hairstyle, but I cannot live without that tool, so it's happening. It's such a good tool. I'm gonna redo this one because it got a little funky. Okay, we're gonna let these dry. We're gonna let them dry, so it's gonna look a little, but you can already see, it's not super wide right here, right? So that's where those waves on the bottom, it gives your hair that texture it needs without bringing a bunch of bulk out here. Because if you were to spiral curl all of this, that's where you'd get so much weight here that your roots would feel super flat. All of this would feel so flat because this got so big. So this kind of balances the two out, okay? All right, I gotta show the camera over here really fast because I'm filming in 2 angles here. So we're gonna show that camera, the different angles. You guys can see it all. Okay. And again, I don't know what the back looks like. Hopefully I didn't miss a section. If I did, I'll catch it after this live. But now is when you can kind of take your fingers and run that all through like this. I'm gonna turn on the volume. This is the volume. I swear by this tool. It gives the most incredible volume right at your root. I'm only gonna do it pretty subtle today just because it's day 1. If I go too hard with this, my roots are driving me nuts. So just a little like PSA, if you have the volume, kind of be watching that. But see how it just makes like a really pretty curl. All right, well that's warming up. We're almost there. It warms up really fast, luckily. And I don't remember what temperature. I think I keep this at 350. Will I still do makeup tutorials? Heck yeah, I will. I'm still a Saint artist. Like, we get to still be Saint affiliates. So the makeup's not going anywhere. I promise you guys that. They just took away our teams that I was mentoring, unfortunately. So that was a huge bummer. But I'm still a Saint artist. So you will see makeup all over the place on here. But I will say hair is like my baby. Hair is my first love. It's what I went to school for, to learn on, and that's what I love talking about. But makeup is also really fun. And skincare, holy cow, skincare has been so fascinating, learning all there is to learn about skincare. I thought I knew a lot till I started using Olive Tree, and turns out I don't know anything. But I'm learning. I just chopped my hair yesterday and showed my hairdresser your undercut. That's amazing. I love that. I'm so happy you love how it turned out too. Woohoo! Okay, so I'm just going here with the volume in the back, just right at the root here, because this is helping to create some body and lift right up here. Can you guys see that? Does the volume cause breakage for finer hair? No, not at all, but the key is to have it at a lower setting. I have thicker hair, so I can go up, actually mine's at 370. For finer hair, I would not go above 300. And you want to work it really fast throughout your hair. So you're not sitting there like a crimper. You don't sit there and just like clamp it down and leave it. I'm constantly moving it in my hair. And that's what helps keep it from seeing any of like the texture that it can give, but it also keeps it from getting damaged. So I just did that initial section back here. And that's probably honestly all I might do on that side, because it's giving that weight or that volume body right here. Same on the other side. We're just gonna do initially back here, but see how I'm kind of walking it up and down that hair strand? I'm not just clamping it and walking away, you know what I mean? right, so that's all I'm gonna do for now. And once we get it kind of styled, I'll see if I need to put it anywhere else. So for products, I'm gonna use this one from Kevin Murphy. It's the bedroom hair. It looks like this. And you guys, I just found out Kevin Murphy is partnering with Amazon. I'm so excited. I can finally link things for you guys that I know are legit products coming from Kevin Murphy. When before it was like, if Kevin Murphy was on Amazon, you didn't know if it had been frozen for years or it was expired and people are trying to resell it. Like, you just didn't know. But Kevin Murphy just announced they're partnering with Amazon, which is super exciting. So, okay, this is texture spray. So this is what I am putting on the ends, and this is what gives it that really messy, fun texture. See how this side compared to this side, it just has more of that piecey look over here. That's what texture spray does for you. But I am going to part it on this side. Look at that flip. That flip that you guys always wonder about, that is how it happens, because I style it the opposite way so that when I go to flip my bang, you get that volume up here. So then texture over here. See how it just gives your hair that piecey look and really brings out the curl pattern a lot. Products make all the difference. Okay. That's probably good for texture. What do you guys think so far? I hope messy hair never goes out of style or I'm doomed. Because I love a good, just messy, natural looking, rolled out of bed, but it's cute kind of look. And then this next one, isn't necessary, but it is. This one's called Do Over, so it's a dry powder finishing hairspray. And I love this because it's light, but it has some hold to it. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. My hype crew. So it's giving, this is not wanting to do anything today. It's nope, I'm not gonna curl, but that's okay. That's what gives it, I guess, different looks. But this guy just helps give hold to your hair, but it's a light hold. It's not gonna be anything super crazy, you can't move your hair. That's why I really like this one, is you can still move your hair even with this. You know, some of those hairsprays are just so stiff that once it's in there, it's in there. That is not what this one is like. So I love this one. Hello from Poland. Hi, Vicky. How are you? Messy hair cannot go anywhere. Never bring it back this leak. I tell you what, I'm we're in it. We are here for the messy hair. Okay, you guys are amazing. My hype crew. I might have to fix this off camera because this is driving me absolutely nuts because it's not doing anything. But, you know, we can work with it. It just, that one piece always does that. But that's how you kind of get the bang flip that you guys were all talking about. Just like that. You can tuck it. I love to tuck my hair. I had someone point that out. She was like, you always tuck that one side. I don't know. I like it. So this will loosen throughout the day. So you guys can see in the original picture, it's a lot looser. See, I even have my hair tucked right here. It's a lot looser. And so I think this side we're kind of nailing it already because it's loosening up. But I like to do them a little bit tighter. Because this will loosen throughout the day. Day 2, at nighttime, I will throw this up. Basically, whatever goes in my ponytail, I'll throw it up on the top of my head and go to sleep like that. And then when I take it out the next day, I'll either run my fingers through it or take a wide tooth comb or brush to it to brush it all out. And then if I just let it sit, hair has memory. Isn't that cool? So your hair is going to remember like which directions it was going from how it was styled. Excuse me. That's why I love to curl it day one on wash day, because that's how you can get that curl memory so that you don't have to style it like every single day. The less heat you use, the better on your hair. And so that's my little tip to you. Try to style it day one with your curling irons, whatever tools you're using. Style it day one. If you have short hair like me, throw it in a hair tie. So I would either use a scrunchie, or you can use those like coily hair ties. Honestly, I prefer a scrunchie. I have like a silk scrunchie, and I'll just throw it up in a ponytail, like literally right here at like the crown or the top of my head. And whatever, I mean, obviously all this down here falls out, but that doesn't matter because it's all underneath and nobody sees it. But can you guys see, by having the waves down here, right? So we've got the wave technique down here. We've got the spiral curls, icicle, whatever we want to call them, twisty ones on top. It gives, and then the volume. So we did just a few little clamps of the volume just to give it like an overall, a little bit of juju, volume up at the top. And so it gives this, maybe I should have like a white background so you guys can see this a little bit better. It's probably hard with a dark background, but you can see how it just gives it like even, it's a more even, volume throughout versus it being like super wide down here and not so much at the top. This side definitely is the good side today. This side, not so much, but that's okay. That's the joys of hair, is they just have a mind of their own. But here's kind of a 360 so you guys can see what all is going on. There's the underneath. And then the bad side. Just kidding. There we go. There's how it turned out. Okay. So you can get the volume on Amazon, but you don't get the discount code. So go to my link in bio and order it there, because you can get 20% off with my code. You don't get that on Amazon, so you're just gonna pay more. And it, honestly, the shipping was, I don't know, less than a week, and it arrived. It came really, really quick. So that's a good question though. But yeah, code, oh no, it's either Kimber20 or Rustic20. I can't ever remember, but the code is listed in my link in bio. I have like all these codes in my head. I'm like, I think it might actually be Rustic20 is the code to save 20% on that volume. That tool, it's amazing, you guys. Amazing. I cannot do my hair without it, and you can see why. It just gives really long lasting volume. So, okay, you guys are awesome. Saving this for a reattempt. Hey, this will be available as a replay. So if you guys are just hopping on, it will be available as a replay. Okay, I love you all. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in my stories. Okay, bye.